Welcome to this presentation about why I want to be an HVAC technician. Today, we will talk about job statistics, working conditions, job requirements, and why this is the field I have chosen to enter. Everyone's first question about a job is normally how much will I make? Starting out in this career field can be rough and you will need to go to school or become an apprentice to get your first job. As an apprentice, most companies only pay you 50% of what you would be making as a journeyman. This is because you are constantly having to be supervised as well as being sent to classes that most companies pay for as well. Some companies go as far as supplying tools, but nothing is for free since they take a portion of your check to pay for these items. As of May 2016, the average income was $45,910 a year for a journeyman. Since an apprentice makes only 50%, I think that is why the lower 10% is so low. In my opinion, this would be really encouraging for me to obtain new certifications so that I could advance up and become more towards the upper 10% and make around $73,350 a year. Everyone needs an HVAC technician at some point in the year to fix their home refrigerator or even their office air conditioner. Because of this, I think that they will always be in demand. The job skill set will change as more and more technology comes into play, but will just require constant classes to stay up with the growth. The growth for this career field is expected to grow 15% from 2016 to 2026. This is great news for me because I would be starting out during this period and would be able to get a good foot in the door before a possible plateau in growth. After I looked for how much a job makes, the next direction is typically what conditions will I be working in. As a HVAC technician, you will mostly be working outside. This isn't always a bad thing because there will be a nice day occasionally. In my experience, nothing seems to break when it is a nice day. You will have to work in mud, rain, darkness, and any other weather condition you can think of. Most systems that you would be doing maintenance or some sort of repair on is hardly ever going to be brand new. This will mean that you might be working in the weeds in someone's yard, or crawling into a crawl space to fix a furnace. These don't sound too bad, and I am sure that in my training, and while working with other people, I will pick up tricks that will help me to deal with these different types of situations. There are two directions you can go when you are starting out in the HVAC community. As we discussed earlier, there is the apprentice program, but there is also traditional schooling. First, let's talk about the apprentice programs. These programs can be great if you have some basic knowledge or if you are coming from a career field that is similar. Apprentice programs typically go in length from anywhere from 3 to 5 years. This program allows you to learn how your employer wants you to. This could allow you to become specialized on one model of AC units or one specific brand. As time has gone on, and more systems are going digital, employers are not training or hiring as often in this direction. In place of strictly on-the-job training, more employers are looking for employees to have a basic set of skills before they are hired. These skills are typically obtained in trade schools or community colleges. These programs allow students to see a broader range of equipment and training before they hit the field, allowing employers to hire and put the technician straight to work. These programs take somewhere on average 6 months to 2 years. After completing the program, students are given a certification or degree in which they can take to any employer and show they are at least basically skilled in HVAC. I think that both paths have their pros and cons, but I would prefer to go the schooling route so that I am able to hit the road running when I get hired. Also, having the schooling would allow me to keep training while I am still active duty military. Certifications are becoming more and more popular in every job. A certification is the action or process of providing someone with an official document attesting to a status or level of achievement. This allows employers to see what you know without being required to test you. There are several certifications that are normally obtained by HVAC technicians, but the most important that I came across is EPA certifications. Without these certifications, you will not be allowed to buy or handle chemicals or other supplies that are required on a day-to-day basis. This is not just for the employer but also for the employee. Other popular certifications are the NTEX and Section 608 Technician Certification. These certifications have many different routes that you can venture down. Each step you obtain, you are just proving that you are more and more advanced in a particular field. There is a reason we all want to do something, and this is no different. I am not someone that likes to sit still for very long. In the HVAC career field, you are always doing something different. To some it may look like the same thing, but there is always something new that presents itself during the call or repair that you might not have seen before. I think that this is fun and challenging because it requires you to think on your feet and use your skills to get the job done. There are not many places out there that allow people to do this these days. Some people like to work with computers and paperwork and like to sit at a desk, and others are ones that go out of their way to never sit at one. In this job, there is always going to be a need for paperwork and other documentation, so I don't believe that I will never be sitting at a desk. I feel that this job will allow me to get a good mixture of this to keep things fresh and always new. Because of the nature of HVAC, there is always going to be a demand for it. This demand may change rapidly, forcing people to adapt or get out, but it could also stay the same for a long time. This is exciting for me because I will have the opportunity to grow and learn new skills as I work. The equipment that I would learn to work on is exciting and interesting to me. I have gotten the opportunity to work on some of this equipment recently, and I firmly believe that it's the reason that I am looking into this career.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Manaza, and we're both interns at Shapiro & Duncan, a mechanical contracting company headquartered in Rockville, Maryland. We had the opportunity to spend the day in the field and learn more about a day in the life of an HVAC technician. We created a short documentary, and we hope you enjoy. Begin the day and head to our first service call at the Discovery Channel building in Sterling, Virginia, where we have the chance to speak to one of Shapiro & Duncan's leading HVAC technicians, Matt J. We asked him a few questions about himself to get to know him more.
So currently I just got my master's license a couple of months ago. I have very numerous certifications through manufacturer's training and a bunch of different other certifications through special schools that we go to.
Matt graduated at the Air Conditioning Contractors of America apprenticeship program in May 2010. Both his education and field experience helped him build confidence and the necessary skills he needs to perform his job.
How do you set your game plan for the day? Do you have like a set schedule, or does it vary?
Well, usually we have a set schedule of what to do, but that can change during the period of the summertime. When we get very hot days, we get emergency service calls, and so a lot of times that game plan will change to take care of those customers with their cooling.
Service calls are always given by the service dispatchers. Once the request is received, the technician will work with the dispatcher to set the schedule according to the urgency of service and availability of the client.
We arrived at our first job at the Discovery building. For security measures, we had to grab a badge and then off we went to learn more.
We stood before Matt's truck where he showed us his tools. HVAC technicians use many different tools throughout the day and need to stay organized.
Here I got refrigerant, 2 different types, recovery cylinders, hoses, electrical cords, nitrogen, various tools for measuring different things. spare fittings, copper fittings, recovery cylinder, vacuum pump, vacuum cleaner, torch, and various other power tools.
Besides keeping equipment up to date, it's important to provide the most efficient service and communicate needs and/or concerns to the client.
With our tools, we climbed up to the rooftop. We realized that one of the perks about waking up at 5 a.m. is to see this beautiful view.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's start off with the basics. What is an HVAC technician?
HVAC technicians work on heating, ventilation, cooling, and refrigeration systems that control the temperature and air quality in buildings. HVAC technicians have several different tasks that they handle. Before they start, they test the systems to see what needs to be repaired, and from there, they start their work.
So what I'm going to be doing today, there's a rooftop unit that has a refrigerant leak out of one of the refrigerant circuits. There's a total of 8 circuits. So one of them right now is low on charge, and I'm going to add some refrigerant to that circuit to get it back up and running.
While he teaches his apprentice Brandon, Matt moves on to a different task. We go into another unit.
Right now I'm installing a hockey puck wet switch because the old one failed to work properly, so I had to replace it with this new one.
Jobs like these require a lot of patience and attention to detail.
After that, they move on to their next big item on the schedule. They lead us down to the storage room to pick up some supplies.
So this shelf here is all spare parts for all the equipment here on site. So if anything breaks down, we always have spare parts on site. The customer's not waiting for it to come in.
We take our equipment up the stairs and onto the rooftop once again, but this time we take it to the rooftop unit, where Matt and Brandon install the fan.
On this rooftop unit, I'm going to have to change the fan blades out because the manufacturer changed the old style of the blades to a new style that does not work properly.
Once that is complete, we move on to the last task of the day in the data room.
So in this unit here, we're changing the motor sheave because it is worn out, which will result in reduced airflow. So by putting a new motor sheave on, we'll get the proper airflow that it had when the unit was first installed.
The day has concluded, which gives us a chance to reflect. After observing all the different jobs, we realize how highly skilled HVAC technicians need to be in order to solve complex problems. It is predicted that the construction industry will grow twice as fast as the average for all industries, with a shortage of 1.6 million employees by 2022.
This means Matt made an excellent career choice. His job as an HVAC technician is high in demand. He also was able to partner with the construction company that supported him throughout his career and helped him obtain the licenses he needs to get to the next level. Matt graduated from his apprenticeship program with no student loan debt and now has a viable career in which he can support his family.
Thanks for watching our video. To learn more about HVAC opportunities, visit www.shapiroandduncan.com/career-opportunities. Thanks.